Okie dokie. See if we can try this again since I messed up the first time. All right, Gene Wu. Let's see. Gene Wu. Gene Wu. Did I spell his name? Nope, nope, wrong one. No, that's Jennifer. You can't even find this dude. What the hell is his name? Jin Woo? Alright, let's see, let's see.
Saying the quiet part out loud when a Democrat basically says white people are all the bad guys and that they can take this country over. The remarkable thing about this is the overt racism, obviously, but I don't mean just against white people. I mean also against literally every other minority. So this Democrat, Gene Wu, I believe his name is, right? Yeah, Gene Wu, says that non-whites share the same oppressor, and we are the majority now. We can take over this country. Who is we? And who is they, though? Who is they?
I mean, as an American, born here, my mom was born here. My mom's dad was born here. Served in Vietnam. His parents were born here. I mean, we are American. Okay? Not just because we're white, but we are American because we're born here. A lot of these political leaders here lately, in the past 10, 20 years, they're not born here. And they're holding office and then saying stuff like this. We will continue.
All right, let me play the clip for you. And, yeah.
I always tell people the day the Latino, African American, Asian, and other communities realize that they share the same oppressor is the day we start winning. Because we are the majority in this country now. We are.
So I assume he's talking about oppressor being the white people. You know, they've riddled history so that people don't know what history is. But white and black people came together and created the Republican Party to stop all the bullshit. And the Democrats just, you know, we literally fought a war to keep slavery. And the Democrats wanted to keep the slaves. And Republicans, created by whites and blacks, did not want that. Oppressor.
We have the ability to take over this country and to.
As a Chinese person, how come he doesn't condemn China? Literal communist oppressors of all their people, 1 point whatever billion people, oppressors. They enslaved 1.2 million Chinese Uyghur Muslims before COVID in 2019. You can go look it up. That's an oppressor. What are we talking about here? Seems like you're just saying bullshit because you want to take over this country.
To do what is needed for everyone and to make things fair. But the problem is our communities are divided. They're completely divided.
Because of people like you.
And I talk about this. I always tell people the day.
We're going to play this again one more time for you.
The Latino, African American, Asian, and other communities realize.
And other.
Yes.
That.
Yeah, like who is he talking about? He doesn't put in white people. Is he talking about what? Other people that were brought in from other countries that are illegal? That's the only way the Democrats win is because of help from illegals.
That they share the same oppressor is the day we start winning. Because we are the majority in this country now.
No, you're not. White Americans are still 65%. If you even accumulate all of those demographics together, they still don't, because 65%, that would mean there's only 35% left over.
We have the ability to.
Unless you don't include the illegals.
Take over this country and to do what is needed for everyone and to make things fair. But the problem is.
How are you going to make it fair? A lot of people get duped by these Democrats to say, we need to do this. We need to make it fair. They never tell you how they're going to do it. Look at Mindami. oh, we're going to make the buses free. Well, how are you going to do that? Never said how. Then he ups the subway and says, well, we can't do the buses for free. We got to have costs somewhere. Duped.
Our communities are divided. They're completely divided.
So let's just try and break down the logic real quick. He says Latinos, blacks, Asians, and other. I love being called other, by the way, Gene. Thank you for that one because demographically, I, of course, as a mixed race person, am other. That's where I land. Okay, the funny thing is, who is they, though? When he's like, we share the same oppressor. I think the assumption is he's talking about white people. Most people were like, he's talking about white people, isn't he? I'm not entirely sure. He might be talking about the Jews. No, for real. But I guess when he says non-whites, let me play that one more time for you.
That they are Latino, African American, Asian, and other communities realize that they share the same oppressor is the day we start winning. Because we are the majority in this country now. We have the ability to take over this country. I always tell people the day the Latino, African American, Asian, and other communities realize that they share the same oppressor is the day we start winning. Because we are the majority in this country now. We have the ability to take over this country and to do what is needed for everyone.
So he never said non-whites, which is why when I first heard this, I was like, bro, they could be talking about white people because the left loves to talk about white supremacy all day, but it could be talking about the Jews. Let's not forget that. Let's not forget that that's what they're on about. But what I love is, anyway, the point is that he's like, but our communities are divided. What? Bro, do you guys remember Stop Asian Hate? When all these liberals and lefties were...
Yeah, so again, we can take over this country. Well, that's fighting words. If, let's say, I'm at my house and a bunch of people are outside and they say, we are oppressed by this person. We have the majority outside. We can take over this house. Well, if I'm inside, I go, whoa, 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 whoa. You say you're going to take over my house? I don't think so. That sounds like fighting words. That sounds like you're trying to create a war. That sounds like you want to take things from people and then distribute fairness, right? Equality. What? Where in the world has that worked? Where? This dude's obviously from China. Has it worked in China? Fair. Free for everybody. Fairness for everybody. What about China? He ain't gonna say nothing about China. Nobody else in the world says anything against China. Hello? I just want to let y'all know. America is the greatest superpower there is. And the reason that nobody just attacks America is because we are strong. They know they can't take on America head on, so they need all these other countries to get together and try to destroy America. I mean, that's what the Democrats did in the 1700s to destroy America. They've been doing this for a long time. All these countries hate America. They hate that we want freedom. They hate that we have guns. They hate it. And then we have these people here not born in this country. He don't look like he was born in this country at all. He looks like he can barely open his eyes. He says we can take over this country. Well, he doesn't tell you how he's going to do it. He doesn't tell you how he's going to do anything. He's just saying a bunch of stuff to get people that just sit on the internet all day and feel guilty of being white to go, I believe him. We should believe him. We can take over this country because it's ruled by... Bullshit. Donald Trump is in office to change our federal government because under Biden, it was a shit show. They increased the federal government. You don't want more federal government. Our federal government under the Biden administration was the largest government there ever is and ever was. Even in these communist places, they don't have as much as the government. That's a problem. We need less federal government. As a conservative, we need less federal government. You know, keep the states, locals, pretty neutral where they're at, but that's it. These people want to take over and give you free stuff, just like New York City. Hey, New York City, how's that going for you? Not going well.
Spam blasting the hashtag Stop Asian Hate because Asians were getting attacked in the street. And then the videos started to emerge and people identified a pattern. A pattern in who was actually the ones attacking Asian people. And as it turned out, it was black people. Not every black person, not black people as a monolith. It was literally high instances of young black men beating Asian people and Jews.
Yeah, and then whites
So all of a sudden, the hashtag disappeared, and they stopped talking about
white people were to blame for the Asian hate when white people didn't commit any crimes against Asian people.
stopping Asian hate. Now, I know, to be fair, a lot of people are saying Timmy's clearly not talking about the Jews. He's talking about white people. And sure, take a look at this one. Bakari Sellers tells Don Lemon the country needs a fumigation of MAGA or a cancerous excision.
You know, Joe Biden was somewhat of a bridge. He was supposed to be a bridge or a palate cleanser or somebody who morally and ethically was.
It's amazing how Joe Biden and Barack Hussein Obama were at Robert Byrd's eulogy. Robert Byrd was the head KKK guy. So this guy, black guy, talking about Joe Biden was a bridge. Are you serious? You apparently don't know any history. And when they went to the eulogy, that was in like 2012 or something. So it's not that far ago. But let's go ahead.
Antithetical to who Donald Trump was. You know, Uncle Joe was the nice guy, older white guy, comes in and you want to eat ice cream with him, right? Well,
Oh, that's who I want as my president, right? Just some old white guy hanging around like a grandpa, and I just want to eat ice cream like he's my grandpa, not the president of the fucking United States. Fucking loser.
I think what that episode in our country's history showed us is that we really need some fumigation, right? We need a exorcism, for lack of a better term. We need a more aggressive approach to go in and surgically remove the cancer that is the Donald Trump and MAGA movement.
You need to go in and surgically remove the cancer that is Donald Trump and the MAGA supporters. Some of these people, Democrats mostly, they're not really good with math, I guess. I don't think they really pay attention. They believe this lie, and they just try to push false narratives and fake news and misinformation because they know they're protected by the media. The media, and no matter what they say, the media will protect them. I mean, if I close my eyes and have somebody tell me this, that's fighting words.
Wow. Yeah, that's where we're going. You know, the big topic right now everyone's talking about is the halftime show with, you had the Kid Rock version, which did massive numbers. And then you've got the Bad Bunny version, which people just have to watch. And, there's a sadness I see in this bifurcation, a sadness I feel that we are so split. This country used to be, we used to be unified. We're not anymore. And the purpose of the Bad Bunny show largely was for an international audience. They were telling you they don't care about you. The American vision, the American dream, you are being excised. That is the message all of these people have. When Gene Wu says we can take this country over, they mean it.
Yeah, they do.
And he's not necessarily talking about white people, but of course, that is a major component. He's saying
you want to eat ice cream with him, right? Cleanser or somebody who.
And then as a white person, I'm supposed to just bypass all of this anti-white, this racism towards white people. I'm just supposed to, no, they don't mean it. It's like the Iranians, you know. Death to America. Well, they've been screaming it for 40 years. They don't really mean it. Okay, sure. I'm not retarded.
Who morally and ethically was antithetical to who Donald Trump was. You know, Uncle Joe was the nice guy, older white guy, comes in and you want to eat ice cream with him, right? Well, I think what that episode in our country's history showed us is that we really need some fumigation, right? We need a exorcism for lack.
So they're using a fumigation because, look, breaking. Leaders blast Trump's racist attack on Obama's. Well, that's misinformation right there. It was not a racist attack on Obama. Trump didn't even make the video. The person that made the video with the Lion King and all that, in the jungle, it showed you on the video who made it. So how come nobody's mad at that guy? Well, that's because Jake Tapper screenshotted a certain way so that nobody knows that somebody else made this video. They only made it look like Trump made this video because, you know, he's a magician at, you know, making videos, right?
Lack of a better term. We need a more aggressive approach to go in and surgically remove the cancer that is the Donald Trump and MAGA movement.
I'm sorry, y'all, but when I hear people talk like this openly in this country, and then they talk about being oppressed, it's laughable. You cannot go to any other country and talk like this, especially about your leadership. Go to China and talk like this about the leadership. How about Iran? How about the people protesting in Iran? And then the Iranian government slaughtered 12,000 people, so it says. But America's bad? Trump's bad? But you say nothing about the Iranians that were killed by their own government. Executed. One day they had 800 executions lined up. Where is the outrage? There is no outrage. You know why? Because all these people that hate America, hate MAGA supporters, all they want to do is make this place like Iran. That if you speak out, you will be cast out. And these people here, Don Lemon, who screams white supremacy and white people are bad but is married to a white guy, all these people right here just push that hate. And they think what? Let's say they take out all the MAGA people. Let's say they do that. You think these people are going to have a place, you know, a head position? No. Just just look at an action movie and all the cronies, people like this and people like Gene Woo, all those cronies, what happens to them? The master, you know, the main person kills them because they just use these people as pawns to push a narrative by globalists to create division amongst Americans so that they can take over. And they don't even know it. They just push this bullshit. And they think the Republicans are racist and created KKK, and they're just misinformed. And they don't go and do their research, or they're getting paid. There's a lot of, you know, possibilities. But yeah, I think people are getting tired of this shit. We're getting tired of white people being cast as bad people, as racist. Most people don't know who the fuck I am. You don't know who I am. You don't know how I was raised. You just immediately label me racist because I wear a red hat? I don't think so.
Wow.
Yeah, so skip ahead.
But the boomer generation and, to a certain extent, elites of the greatest generation. Now, the greatest generation are based, and boomers are, to a great degree, based for sure. But there are many boomers who are staunchly anti-Trump, neoconservative, neoliberal, et cetera, et cetera. So what happens is after World War II,
Oh, sorry, I don't have the membership.
these powerful interests from Great Britain,
YouTube throttles my account here and there. I'll get like 2,000 views on a video, and then I'll get 1 view.
Europe, and the United States say we're going to control the world through financial incentives and manipulation, and they created the liberal economic order. It's the liberal economic order. The idea is the liberal systems, and I don't mean politically liberal, but the philosophically liberal systems of the United States and the West, using economics to control the planet. And this is